Hello, good morning to all and welcome to this current module Decoding Pattern. So today here I am Kusum Chaudhary, Assistant Professor in School of Architecture, Galgotias University. So in the previous lecture, we have discussed about the Buddhist architecture, beginning of the Buddhist architecture and early Buddhist architecture. So today we will continue the previous lecture with some other contents. So let's start today lecture. So here are given few prerequisites related to this lecture. Uh, First is early Christian architecture and Byzantine architecture, Romanesque architecture, Gothic architecture, modern movement in Europe, history of Indian vernacular architecture, contribution society, social structure and culture on the development of vernacular architecture, high-rise and low-rise structures, design approach with social perspective. So these are a few prerequisites. So in this slide are given content of this current lecture. Introduction, we will discuss about the features of Buddhist architecture, then stupa and the structural features of stupa and what are the chaityas and viharas. So these are the content. So here are given features of Buddhist architecture. So firstly, I would like to discuss about the what is Buddhism, as I already discussed in the previous lecture about the Buddhism. So basically, Buddhism is a major world religion that began over 2500 years ago in the region that currently makes up northeastern India and Nepal. Its founder was the Buddha preached the method of attaining spiritual enlightenment and release from the endless cycle of death and rebirth. So here are given few features of the Buddhist architecture. One is the monolithic pillars, stupas, chaityas, viharas. And out of these, the prominent example of Chaitya Hall and Viharas can be found in rock cut architecture. Even the stupa can be found in certain Chaitya halls in a miniature form. So here in this slide you can see the few images. First one is the Buddhist monastery which is in West Bengal, and second is the stupa, Sanchi stupa, which is in MP Madhya Pradesh in India, and third is this is the example of the Durga temple Ahol in Karnataka, and last is the Ashoka pillar which is in Bihar, India. So these are the famous and the major features of the Buddhist architecture. So first and the one of the major architectural feature of the Buddhism architecture is the stupa. So basically stupa is a traditional Buddhist monument that houses holy relics associated with the Buddhas. And this is an UNESCO World Heritage Site which is inscriptions in 1989, and architectural style was the Buddhist. It is located in the Sanchi town, Madhya Pradesh, India. It is constructed in 3rd century BCE, and height of this dome is 54.0 feet, and if you will talk about in the meter, so 16.46 meter. So this is the stupa at Sanchi. So in this slide here we have a video on Buddhist architecture. So let's start with the video. Firstly, what is a stupa? So a stupa is a mound-like structure containing Buddhist relics, typically the remains of Buddhas used by Buddhists as place for worship. These stupas are circular in form, built in brick and with stone. So here you can see the circular plan symbolizing the swastika. So here you can see there are three stupas on the Sanchi stupa on the top of the Sanchi hill. Basically, the Great Stupa at Sanchi is the oldest stone structure in India, an important monument of Indian architecture. Its nucleus was a simple hemispherical brick structure built over the relics of the Buddha. So here you can see this part is known as the dome, this is the chhatra, this part is the harmika, and this entrance gateway is called the torona, and Vedic that is known as the railings. So here you can see the 360-degree view of the Sanchi Stupa. So basically these are the main entrance. uh, at the four side they have the entrance in the each direction, east, in the west, in north and the south. So these are the entrance gateway, which is heavily carved, with detailing carved. Basically it was covered in brick, in contrast to the stone that now cover it. And Sanchi Stupa is a Buddhist complex that is famous for its great stupa on a hilltop at Sanchi town in Raisina district on the state of Madhya Pradesh. It is located in 46 km northeast of Bhopal, capital of Madhya Pradesh. So this was a short video on the Sanchi Stupa. Sanchi Stupa is located 40 km northeast of Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh. Sanchi Stupa was built by Ashoka 273 to 236 BC. Sanchi Stupa is located on the top of the Sanchi hill, which raise about 100 meters high above the plain. The Great Stupa at Sanchi is the oldest stone structure in India. So here in these both images you can see the Sanchi Stupa. This is the elevation and view of Stupa at Sanchi, and this is the sectional elevation of the stupa. So here you can see the different part of the stupa, the terminologies. So this part is the stone fences, and this part is the stairs. Here you can see the stairs from the both side, double stairway, and this part gate, which is known as the Torana gate, which is in south side. So basically this stupa and Sanchi have the four side gate, which is called, the terminology is the Torona gate. So these are the another terminology, and in detail we will discuss in upcoming slide. So this part is the Anda Hamika, this is the Chhatra, and upper level walkway. So these are the some terminologies of the stupa Sanchi. So in this slide here you can see the sectional plan of the stupa and the elevation of the stupa. So the central structure consists of a hemispherical dome which is known as the anda. So this part is the hemispherical dome. In the plan you can see this the hatching part is the hemispherical dome, and in the plan you can see the four entrance gate which is known as the torona. So these gates are provided in the four direction like east, west, north and the south. So another part is the square railing which is known as the hermica, and the central pillar which is the symbolize the cosmic axis and support the triple umbrella structure, chhatra. So this is the triple umbrella chhatravali, and support which is held to be represented the three jewels of Buddhism, the Buddha, the Dharma and the Sangha, which is known as the community. So here you can see the another part, this is the railing which is called the Vedika, and these are the crossbar, and here you can see the stairway which is provided on the both side, and at the first floor this is the ground and this is the first. So this part is known as the berm, and here you can see the line pillar which is Ashoka Stamba. Here you can see the Sinha Stamba and the wheel chakra on the top of the stamba. So these are the some different structural part of the stupa. So here we will discuss some more structural features of stupa in detail. So first is the railing which is called the Vedika, which is 3.5 meter high. So here you can see the railing, and it's leaving an ambulatory passage or Pradakrishna path with the gateways. The upper ambulatory passage which is called the Medhi. So this part is the Medhi which is 4.87 meter high from the ground and 1.8 meter wide. Toranas are associated with the Buddhist stupa like the great stupa in Sanchi, as well as the Jain and Hindu structures, and also with several secular structures. So this part is known as the Torona, which is the entrance gate at the four sides of the stupa. So here you can see the carving in detail at the entrance gate. So another structural features are, as I already discussed in the previous slide, hemispherical dome which is the known as the anda, and this part is the hermica, this is the chhatra spire, and this is the enclosure wall which is known as the railing also. So these are the some other structural features of the stupa. So now second architectural features of the Buddhism architecture is Thamba, which is called the pillar also. So basically it's mean a monolithic column or single piece column is a large column of which the shaft is made from a single piece of stone instead of in vertical section. So that's why this called the stamba and monolithic column, because this is made from the single piece of the stone. And if we will talk about the definition, so in context of the Hindu mythology, stamba is believed to be a cosmic column, and in case of design, a stamba consists of a circular column or shaft slightly tapering towards the summit, that is means the monolithic. The famous iron pillar from the Gupta period, so here you can see in this image, uh, is a fine specimen withstanding exposure to rain and storm, yet remaining smooth and unrusted, bearing testimony to the mastery of Indian metal casting. So this is an example of the famous iron pillar, which is the Ashoka pillar from the Gupta period. So now we have next architectural features of Buddhist architecture is Chaitya Hall. So basically Chaitya Hall, a structural house for religious activity. So in this diagram here you can see the evolution of chaitya and viharas. So this part is the stupa, and these are denoted the devotees. So there was a need for structure to house devotees. That's why they evolved the chaityas, and the monks needed a place to stay. So that's why we need the viharas for the stay of the monks. So a Buddhist shrine or prayer hall with stupa at one end. Here you can see the example of the Chaitya hall, which is made for large gathering of devotees. It is made in rock cut due to permanency of structure. The Chaitya caves 26, which is at Ajanta. The stupa incorporate a large Buddha statue. So this is the Buddha statue, and there are asal behind the columns. Their wall adorned with relief sculptures, a smaller adoption of the Kali model. So this was the concept behind the development of the Chaityas. Chaitya, as well as you can say the viharas. So we will discuss about the viharas in the upcoming slides. So here you can see the planning and activities of Chaitya Hall. So basically this is the plan of the Chaitya Hall, and this is the sectional elevation, and this is the sectional view of the Chaitya Hall, drawing of the great Chaitya Hall at Karla Caves, which is built in about 120 CE, and this part is the space for gathering. So if we relate this to this sectional plan, so this part is the space for gathering, and this is known as the nave, and this is the statue of Buddha, which is can be called the stupa, and this part is known as the asal behind the column. This part is the asal, and these part of the known as the colonnades, and the circumambulation of for the stupa. So around the statue of the Buddha, so this part is the circumambulation of the for the stupa. So this is the plan activities of the Chaitya Hall. So the stupa at the end of the Chaitya Hall has an umbrella at the top. You can see this umbrella suggested association with Buddhism. There is a wooden facade made out of teak wood. So this is the Chaitya Hall and Chaitya Caves. Now we have viharas. In accordance with changes in religious practice, stupas were gradually incorporated into Chaitya grihas. So viharas initially were only temporary shelter used by wandering monks during the rainy season, but later were developed to accommodate the growing and increasingly formalized Buddhist monasticism. An example of the viharas is Nalanda Vihar. The earliest surviving example of a stupa is in Sanchi, which is in Madhya Pradesh. Now we will discuss about the Chaitya caves. The next significant development was the rock cut architecture. Its earliest, the most important marvel, and was the Lombas Rishi cave at Barber Hills, which is in Bihar. Derived from the timber huts and wooden ark of Vedic times, they were rectangular hall with finely polished interior walls. There were a number of well-proportioned pillars, generally around 35, and a semicircular roof. Opposite one entrance stood a stupa. All the pillars have capital on them with carving of a kneeling elephant mounted on a bell-shaped base. So you can see the entrance of the Chaitya caves, which is the on the Barber Hills in Bihar. This cave is Lombas Rishi caves. So this is the entrance to inner room, and this part the plan and the section of the Lombas Rishi cave. The Lombas Rishi cave, also called the Grotto of Lombas Rishi, is one of the man-made Barber cave which is built in during the Ashokan period of the Mauryan Empire in the 3rd century BCE. So this is the entrance of the Lombas Rishi cave, and this is the interior view of the Lombas Rishi cave. Here you can see the unfinished floor and the ceiling of the cave. So here you can see the another example of Ajanta cave, 5th century cave 4 at the Ajanta caves with the Buddha statue in the center shrine cell. And the Ajanta, this is the view of the Ajanta cave, which is in Maharashtra, India. So here you can see the Ajanta Chaitya caves 19, known for its figure of the Buddha, Kubera and other arts, which is in 5th century CE. So this is the plan of the Chaitya cave, and this is the another view and sectional elevation of the Chaitya cave, longitudinal section. So here you can see the this part is the Buddha statue, and these are the columns, and this part is known as the asal, and this is the nave which is used for the gathering. So these are the example of the Ajanta Chaitya. This is an exterior view of the cave 19 Ajanta cave, which is built in the 5th century, and this is called the Chaitya Hall. So this is the exterior view. So at the end of the lecture, here we have 4 questions for your assignment. So question number 1 is, in what form are Buddhist temple constructed in India? And second is, which is famous for its Buddhist architecture in South India? What are the structural features of Sanchi Stupa? Elaborate with plan and sectional elevation. So support your all answers with the help of the suitable sketches. And the last question is, what is the difference between Chaitya Hall and Viharas? So you have to solve all these questions. So in this slide here are given a few references related to this lecture. So you can use these references for more detail about the Buddhist architecture. At the end, I would like to thanks to everyone for listening and watching this video lecture.